This whole thing just got way uglier. Lil Nas X ain't just some dude running the streets half naked no more. He's now facing 4 felony charges and a $75K bail. And the crazy part, his pops out here talking to the media saying his son's remorseful and asking everybody to pray for him. Like, bruh, prayers now? After all them stunts, all that trolling, now it's down to prayers and courtroom drama? That's how fast this game flips on you. So quick recap. Last week, Lil Nas X went viral for that 4 a.m. breakdown in Studio City, cowboy boots, tighty whities, talking about some party nobody ever showed up to. Cops pull up, he strips naked, charges at him, and boom, arrested. At first, reports said it was a possible overdose, maybe drugs, maybe psychosis, but fast forward to court, turns out it's way deeper. Prosecutors slapped him with 4 felonies, 3 counts of battery on a police officer, and 1 count of resisting an executive officer. Bruh, 3 officers. Not 1, not 2, 3 cops saying this man ran up on them butt naked.
What the fuck?
That's not just an embarrassing TMZ clip. That's a straight path to prison time. And now he's looking at years behind bars if this sticks. So they drag him into court Van Nuys. First time the world's seen him since the arrest. And what does Nas X do? He pleads not guilty. You heard that right. 4 felony charges. 3 battered cops, and he's like, nah, I ain't do it. Judge sets his bail at $75,000, which he ends up posting.
Your girl is gonna be okay, y'all.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Okay? She's gonna be alright. She's gonna be alright. Shit. That was fucking terrifying. That was terrifying. That was a terrifying last 4 days. But your girl is gonna be alright.
But it's not like he's just walking free. They slapped him with conditions. No drugs, no funny business, mandatory rehab programs, NA meetings. Even if they can't prove he overdosed, the system's still gonna treat him like he did. Like a judge basically saying, I don't care if you high or not, you still going to rehab, my boy. And yo, the way they had him set up in that courtroom, not even standing in front of the judge. They had him in a holding cell off to the side, talking through glass like some Hannibal Lecter scene. Wild disrespectful for a pop star. But that's the energy when you crash out like this. And then comes the part that got everybody talking. His pops shows up outside court. Man's holding it together, talking to reporters, saying Nas is in good spirits, he's remorseful, and asking the world to keep his son in their prayers. Think about that for a second. Lil Nas X, who built a career off trolling, clowning, and doing anything to grab attention, now got his dad begging folks for prayers just to keep him afloat. That's irony hitting like a brick wall. His father's message was simple. He needs help, he needs support, and this could happen to any family. And you could tell it was coming from a real place. But still, it's wild to see the family leaning on faith and mercy while Nas is out here fighting felonies for charging at 3 cops naked.
He's in good spirit. He's all right. He's very remorseful for what happened, but it can happen in any family, He's going to get the help that he needs, and just keep him in your prayers, Give him the same grace and mercy that God give everyone. So he's doing great mentally.
What was that first conversation like with him?
It's awesome. We shared tears, we shared laughter, but he's in great spirits. Give God all the glory. That's what he's going to do when he first get out.
Now the internet split clean down the middle on this one. Half the people saying this is straight up karma. You mock faith, you mock people, this is God humbling you.
Stupid.
They pointing at all the trolling, the Satan shoes, the stunts, like, bruh, you was asking for it. Then you got the other half, screaming it's a mental health crisis. Hold up, y'all throwing felony charges on a breakdown while real criminals skate free? They comparing it to politicians and celebs who done worse and never seen a jail cell. I even asked you guys on a community post, and 37% of you, most of you believe it's a publicity stunt. So it's a tug of war, karma versus compassion. And that's what makes this case polarizing. He stripped naked, he ran at cops. But if he was in a manic episode, how much blame is on him and how much is on the system? The streets talking heavy. And one thing's clear. Ain't nobody looking at Lil Nas X as just an entertainer anymore. He's either the villain or the victim, depending on who you ask. And here's the part that labels really hate. This ain't just a messy headline. This is career suicide playing out in real time. Lil Nas X was already slipping. The numbers don't lie. Streams going down, singles not sticking, the hype cooling off, people not rushing to check his music like they did with Old Town Road. And when your buzz slows down, labels start side-eyeing you heavy. Now stack that with 4 felony charges and a naked 4 a.m. meltdown. That's a nightmare for corporate America. Labels don't like headaches. They like profits. They don't want to babysit. They want to cash checks.
My time has come.
And Nas X just went from being an asset to being a liability. Trust me, the suits in the boardroom already plotting. They'll milk this scandal short term, spin the headlines, let TMZ do the promo for free. But long term, they gonna move on. That's how the machine works. Once you stop printing money and start causing problems, you're not a superstar. You're a tax write-off. And don't forget, this ain't just about music sales. You can't market a pop star who looks unstable, who's out here fighting cops naked, making court appearances with bail conditions. That scares off sponsors, brand deals, festival organizers. Nike ain't touching that. Pepsi ain't touching that. Even clubs and venues get nervous. Nobody want to deal with the insurance risk of what if he crashes again on stage? So yeah, maybe he beats the case. Maybe he walks with probation, rehab, some NA meetings. But the career, that shine he once had, that superstar aura, it's dimming fast. Because in this industry, the same people that crown you king will discard you like trash the second you cost them money. And right now, Nas X is looking real expensive to keep around. Too many problems, not enough hits.
I mean, it's all right. Like, overrated as f***, in my opinion. I mean, and you know what, though? That's typically how the bullshit goes. You feel me?
And that's the exact combo that gets you shelved permanently. Fame don't protect you from consequences. You can troll, you can wild out, you can live like the rules don't apply, but sooner or later, reality pulls up. And it don't matter if this was drugs, mental health, or just straight recklessness. 4 felony charges ain't no joke. Now he's out on bail, dad asking for prayers, label probably sharpening the scissors, ready to cut ties. That's how fast the game flips on you. 1 week a star, next week a cautionary tale. But what y'all think? Was this karma catching up or just a man losing control in the spotlight? Drop your take in the comments. I'm going to be reading them. I'll see you on the next one. Panda out.